Namaste. I welcome you all to the 60th session of GURUBODHA. We have with us Dr. M.B. Gururaja sir and Dr. Raghuram sir. On behalf of all of us students, I extend a warm welcome to both the doctors. Namaste, sir. I dedicate this and all of my works at the holy feet of Dr. A. Chandrasekhar Udupa. This class is made live, exclusively available for Easy Ayurveda weekly class subscribers. So coming to the topic right away, can we have Dinacharya and Rutucharya and consumption of Triphala during various seasons? So for the record, there is this Haritaki use as Rutu Haritaki as seasonal. Can something like that be done with Triphala? And what are the benefits of that? And can Triphala be taken throughout the year? What are the benefits? What are the side effects?
We need to understand. See, whenever we are trying to use some herbs or a combination, we need to understand for what intended purposes we are using it. Whether our purpose is for the rasayana purpose, or it is for the improving of our vision, or it is for the bowel evacuation or something like that. With keeping it intention, we need to take medicines. There are drugs which can be taken as swasthayita dravyas, or which can be supporting the health not only in a disease condition, it can be taken elsewhere also. But Triphala being a combination, a very wonderful combination, it cannot fall under the category of simply swasthayita dravyas. Triphala falls into the category of medicine. So Triphala falls in the category of medicine means it should be given in a particular type of situations. So while we take these medicines, there should be prerequisite that condition prevailing in the body at that person. Then only it will be easier and it will be targeted to particular thing and action could be seen. Otherwise, simply we are taking it, we don't know for what purpose we are taking it. Just because the Triphala is good to the body, Triphala can be taken by anybody, Triphala can be taken in all the seasons, it doesn't make sense. We should be very specific in taking these medications. If Triphala is to be taken, it is Tridoshamaka, it is a very good one. There should be some prerequisite condition which matches the utility of Triphala's actions. So where we can use Triphala, like a person will be having some issues with his vision, a person is having issues with his constipation, a person is intended to take something like rasayana because he lives in such a stressful condition. So in these things we can take it. While following Rutucharya and Dinacharya, whether this can be taken, Rutucharya and Dinacharya is to be followed, where exactly in the text it has been mentioned like how Haritaki to be taken for the purpose of rasayana. In different rutus, it can be mixed with the different anupanas and taken. Similar such things not there for the Triphala. But Triphala can be taken, no issues. But it cannot be taken throughout the year for such a long run when there is no intended target for that. So if there is a target, then please use it. Otherwise, refrain from using in that sense.
Rightly, like you said, it's not explained as part of sort of daily intake. I think in Charaka Samhita and also in Ashtanga, there is this for eye benefits. It is taken along with ghee and honey at night. But that's again falls under the category of a specific condition requiring specific care, like you told.
Totally in sync and agree with what Gururaja sir said. There should be some intention, some indication, very importantly, and probably followed with a prescription with able guidance from qualified doctors. So Triphala, as Gururaja sir said, it is rightly a medicine. Undoubtedly, it is a rasayana also. Each ingredient of Triphala, Haritaki, Bibitaki, Amalaki, individually they are also having enormous properties. Rutu Haritaki has been explained. No Rutu Triphala has been explained. So Triphala is a rasayana, and for rasayana benefits or for therapeutic benefits for as a Vyadihara, wherever it has been indicated, it shall be taken. So there too, whether it is a short-term use or a long-term use, we can look after what is the time duration for which this Triphala is required in a given person. So that is important. That decision should be taken by the doctor himself or herself. So indiscriminately these things cannot be used. Coming to Dinacharya and Rutucharya themselves are the greatest rasayanas. Though they have not been specified, if somebody is following Dinacharya and Rutucharya very correctly. There is no need of Triphala, there is no need of Ashwagandha, there is no need of Chyawanprash or anything. So the life itself will be really systematic. Dinacharya and Rutucharya themselves will be acting. See, Dinacharya is almost daily. Rutucharya again 360 days. All 6 seasons divided into a calendar year. So almost the complete life. So it covers Dinacharya and Rutucharya. It covers entire life. So if we are customizing our lives according to Dinacharya and Rutucharya, of course everything we cannot follow. At least some things which are mentioned there we are trying to follow. Dinacharya, Rutucharya, Sadvrutta, Achara Rasayana, everything. They themselves are acting as greater rasayanas. Having said that, they will also bestow the rasayana properties. Triphala or any other medicine, I am totally against using anything which is a formulation or a medicine for a long-term use unless specified by the physician, unless indicated in the Shastra, number one, unless specified by a physician to take it for a longer duration. Rutu Haritaki is there. We know in each Rutu, it has to be taken with different Anupana or Sahapana, rightly prescribed. But should it be taken lifelong? That has not been mentioned again. Even in terms of Rutu Haritaki continuous use. See, we have Shishira, Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemanta, all Rutus. Okay, is it for a year? Is it for 2 years? Is it for 3 years? Are we tapping the benefits of Rasayana or we are using it as a preventive measure? What exactly? We don't know. But in each Rutu it has been said. So here also we can customize, like some person having problems in Varsha Rutu, severe problems in Varsha Rutu. That person can opt out for customization of taking Haritaki only for Varsha Rutu with the Saindava Lavana as it has been indicated there. So we need to see these Shastrokta indications also from different perspectives. So we cannot indiscriminately take throughout the life, Haritaki taking throughout the life with these Anupanas and Sahapanas throughout the Rutus, like 365 days into lifelong. So I am against it. So this need to be in from a perspective of conditioning and also customization. So where exactly they are needed, though it is an indication. So Shastra has not said take Rutu Haritaki throughout your life. It has not been said. Already we have discussed like Nityarasana, specifically Kshira and Dhruta. Other than that, nothing has been explained. So Haritaki has its benefits. This is a broad spectrum herb, Haritaki, to show that Acharyas have given the Rutu Haritaki. So in all Rutus, all days, it can be taken, should be taken, capital letters underlined. We don't have anything for that. So I am against using those things. Those are following Dinacharya and Rutucharya. Let them enjoy the complete benefit of Rasayana without taking any Rasayana also.
Thank you, Raghuram sir. Gururaja sir, please, your inputs.
See, if the definition and the explanation given in Rutu Haritaki, if you go through that, it's very clear. If you want to have a Rasayana effect of Haritaki in that particular Rutu, then it is better to take this particular Anupana in particular Rutu. That's the reason what they mentioned. It doesn't mean that we need to continuously see from Shishi Rutu, we started with some Anupana, then Shishi Rutu completed, then once again you take it with other drug continuously. No, it is not like that. Suddenly, if you felt that Haritaki is a drug of choice in this condition and for the purpose of Rasayana and it is intended to use there, this is a season based on the season. Now it is autumn season or now it is a winter season. According to that season, you just select the Anupana and use it. It doesn't mean that it should be continuously used because Haritaki is one of the potent drugs. If you continuously use it, will become counterproductive rather than supportive. It is one of the best patya. It is very good to this track or shrotas in the body. But it doesn't mean that continuously if you take it, that's what very clearly we have mentioned about the contraindications of Haritaki also. Haritaki is contraindicated in Krishap. Haritaki is contraindicated in one who has Marga Kramita, one who has weakened by the sun, or one who works in the field, and one who is having Jwara. So many conditions have been mentioned not to use Haritaki. There are certain things. So only when there is a intended use or there is an indication that if Haritaki is suggested, then that Haritaki should be taken along with that particular Anupana which suits the occasion or the season. But what it's the intention of the Acharyas.
Yes, just compiling the contraindications of Haritaki, like on a long extended period of time, you say not very ideal for Advati people who have worked for a long period of time or who are extremely tired. Balavarjita who have depleted immunity, Ruksha who are very dry, lean body. So it tends to cause
Deletion.
fat tissue, and it can affect healthy kapha dosha in a wrong way, is what Langana Karshita is explained, who have fasted for long. Even it tends to increase pitta dosha also, because it is not so much recommended in a highly pitta. Also in pregnant women, you need to be careful. Vimukta Rakta, after blood donation or Rakta Mokshana. Going quickly, Kshut Trishna Ushnartha, who are having severe thirst and hunger, Ajirna in severe cases of indigestion, Srimati Karshita, who are engaging in excessive sexual activity or alcohol, Mukha Shosha, people having dry mouth. So it is, when it is used extensively for for an extended period of time, it has that drying tendency, Mukha Shosha, Hanuspamba, neck stiffness, Galagraha. So though, the Haritaki is considered as Matha, and there is, I think, some shloka comparing Haritaki to the mother, but still these herbs need to be taken with sufficient amount of care.
See, while explaining why it is called as Mata means they found it is highly useful in many disease manifested conditions, and it is productive in a very good way. So for that reason, they are given all due respect to this drug. But at the same time, they also cautioned us where it should be avoided. Very clearly, it is a Kashaya Rasa Pradhana Dravya. Even though having all the Pancharasas, it is Kashaya Pradhana. And whenever there is a prayoga of Kashaya Rasa or usage of Kashaya Rasa, definitely it is going to cause that Anustamba, Galagraha and such type of things. And very clearly it is going to cause Shoshana, because it opens up the channels and clears the channels and makes the things to flow out. When it is making the things to flow out, even the good thing which is supported to the body is also been thrown out. Then that's the reason it may cause a counterproductive effect rather than supporting. It should be used with a care and with a clear-cut support and directions and the indications, as well as a prescription of a qualified person who can, based on your assessment and your prakriti and everything, then he can give the medicine with for some duration, and along with that, how much should be taken or what time. Everything will be as per the tailored thing to the each and every customer. What we see, that's called as customizing dosage of things. So that needs to be done.
And moving on with the same. So these are the benefits of Triphala as explained in Bhav Prakasha. Very clearly, they have mentioned Meha, a set of urinary tract disorders, even in diabetes, in Kusta, skin disease, and this explained Sara and Texutia. So the question is, in case of, these are urinary tract infections or chronic kidney disease, can stay with us for a long period of time. Diabetes also can stay with us for a long period of time. Even certain skin diseases. It is explained in Charasamhita that almost all these skin diseases are having tridoshas in various imbalance condition status. So question is, at least in these diseases, wherever applicable, it is safe to say that Triphala plays a regenerative / healing role when it is taken for considerably long period of time, say 8 to 10 weeks.
Absolutely. In these cases and the chronic long-standing cases, yes, accepted, as long as Triphala is indicated and we don't have an other alternative for these conditions. If there are better Vyadhihara Aushadas or Rasayanas, better acting than Triphala, if Triphala is not enough in those conditions and something has been indicated for those conditions, we will definitely go. Example, Deepani and Ruchya, when we take there, so we can have better options there. Rasayana, in a particular given condition, Ashwagandha can be better than Triphala. In Meha, Nishamalaki can be better, or Nishakatakadi can be better than Triphala in that condition. Triphala might not be enough. So it can be used as a co-prescription and a major prescription if nothing is available, or Triphala is suitable and tried and tested thing in that particular patient, given patient, for a pretty long time it can be taken. And once the disease is under control, we need to give a window period. So what I do with my patients is, whether it is Triphala or whatever it is there, after a particular time of duration of usage, I give a window period. We need to see if the medicine has acted and its action is sustained. That also gives us an idea about the immunity of the person, whether the person is able to tolerate a particular condition or a disease process even without the use of the medication. Like Triphala given for 6 to 7 weeks, as you said, okay, I am watching out. After that, I'll give a pretty long gap of 1.5 months. What has Triphala done in the patient? Are the symptoms totally relieved or partially relieved, or if the patient is able to sustain without Triphala? That also we need to see. Giving a window period between the medications has many benefits. One, watching out for the benefits of the medication which we have prescribed, and also to see how much the person can sustain without using the medications, and many other things. Just like the Basti Parihara Kala. So generally, after giving the Vasti during the Parihara Kala, the follow-up period, so it is said to be the double the number of days as Vasti is given. If Vasti is given for 10 days, Parihara Kala will be 20 days. Everything strict regimens of diet, lifestyle practices, everything need to be followed in that particular period. And most of the results of our Vasti will be not seen on the Vasti day, but they will be seen on the in the Parihara. So that is a window period, direct indication of the window period. So window period for the treatment is also very important. So Triphala, yes. So coming to those conditions which you have mentioned, for a pretty long time, if it is the only choice, if we don't have better options, it can be given for a longer duration. Watch out for the ease of symptoms. When the symptoms ease down, stop it and give a window period and see how much the person can sustain, how many days or how many months without taking the medications. During that period, Dinacharyas, Rutucharyas, lifestyle recommendations, almost everything, exercise and dietetic patterns, everything can be followed, and small changes can be made in those things without taking the medication.
Probably the takeaway from this discussion is that not only for Triphala's health benefits that are there here,
It is generalized.
Any medicine or any herb or anything, though they may be prescribed or advised or indicated for a number of diseases and conditions, it all depends on the Vaidya's decision of which herb is suitable in which condition. And just because they have mentioned not everything suits in every patient in every condition. And going forward, so there was an attached question associated with this. Can Haritaki be given to infants for constipation, etc.? I think many times over, Gururaja sir has clarified that, especially in infants, we need to be very careful. Only, first of all, most of the constipation issues in the early life happens when there is from milk diet to normal diet shift, liquid to solid, and most of them do not need any medicine. And especially Gururaja sir, Haritaki would be too much a strong medicine to be given in an infant.
Definitely, it will be a comparatively a bad approach. So it is better use, instead of Haritaki, better go for Triphala. If at all required, because constipation is there in that, and that too in the form of syrups are available nowadays, that can also be used, which can be comparatively milder and can give a little bit of ease to the symptoms, and even the condition may be corrected. But it may be young kid or a child or even an adult. Constipation is basically on the type of diet we consume and the amount of water we take, the fibers and our costa and our activity. All these things comes into play. But in a kid or a young infant, I don't think so that will be going to cause constipation, because it entirely depends on what the mother is consuming and breastfeeded the infant. Then there may be chances of that constipation to occur. So diet pattern of mother needs to be checked up in these cases. Then giving directly drug to the infant. That's what Ayurveda has recommended for.
Yes, sir. And there's a question: if Triphala ghee and honey combination is not swastha hita, meaning it's not given as a health maintenance recipe, for whom it is recommended, and for relevant cases it is recommended to take in night before sleep. But if person is missing taking in that time because of extreme tiredness, still can person derive benefits by taking in the morning, maybe on empty stomach? To give a context, Triphala with ghee and honey is explained both by Charaka Acharya and in Astanga as at night as a remedy to improve eye health. Raghuram sir, your initial thoughts, please. Then I will come to Gururaja.
Improve vision, improve eye health. Yes. Okay. As long as I said, again, not for lifelong use. It can be given. So for eye disorders, yes, Triphala is the best one. Triphala Gruta or Triphala Churna, whatever in the form of Triphala is said to be the best. I also have seen in my clinical experience. So when there is some vision related problems, it can be given to a particular extent. Again, a window period, give a break and just check. So other things which needs to be done with the eye, Nidana Parivarjana, they are very important. So nowadays, eye problems are due to excessive use of screen and other things, be a laptop or a phone screen or something. So those things should be, if we are continuing the Nidanas and if we are taking Triphala continuously, again it will backfire. As already Gururaja sir said, there is there, Triphala or Haritaki Churna, if it is taken in a large quantity for a prolonged time, it can backfire. Okay, so yes, as an eye remedy and also to improve, the word itself is there, to improve eye health. We are not bringing a new vision there, to improvise. Okay, so chakshu or eye is a pittasthana. It is always having a threat of kapha. So in excessive kapha related conditions and also where the vision problems the person is facing, yes, Triphala can be given for a certain duration, not for a lifelong or not as a continued prescription. It is a good eye tonic, no doubt about that. But my question was, if Triphala ghee honey combination is it Triphala ghee with honey? The question is, or Triphala plus honey plus ghee?
Yeah, Triphala plus honey plus ghee. I'm just trying to get the remedy from Ashtanga. It is mentioned clearly that Triphala along with honey and ghee together, given specifically at night for the improvement of eye health / vision.
So directly Triphala Gruta also can be given. Direct Triphala Gruta taking at night time also will help, with or without honey. Honey, yes, if kapha, if there is association of kapha dosha is associated and kapha is causing trouble to pitta, so especially in relation to the eye disorders, yes, honey can be included. Otherwise, Triphala Gruta is equally good for eye disorder.
Guru sir, I got this shloka finally. This is from Ashtanga Hridayam Sutrasthana 8th chapter. It says Triphala Madhavbaug Nishi Netra Balayacha Swastyanuvritti Krudyacha Rogo Cheda Karam Cha. Can you please explain and utility of this, sir?
See, typically Triphala plus ghee plus honey, that combination is mentioned. First, previous to this, we were discussing about taking Haritaki or taking only Triphala. Here, very specifically, Anupana has been taken care. And remember, whenever there is a ghee and honey is there as Anupana, it should be in Asama Pramana. It should not be in the Sama Pramana. It should be Asama Pramana and it can be taken. And when ghee is also added to this, definitely it reduces the Rukshata of the Triphala as well as even Kashaya Tattva of Triphala will be little bit reduced by combination of ghee. So that's the reason it can be taken for comparatively much more longer time than the simple Triphala or simple Haritaki powder as it is. Point number one. Second thing, Triphala ghee plus honey is a combination, is not Swastha Hita. No, it is not. It is Swastha Hita. It cannot be said not Swastha Hita. But doesn't mean that it should be continuously taken throughout the year or many years. It should not be. There should there is a clear-cut indication that where it should be given for the chakshur health very clearly, where to improve the eyesight or eye health for that condition, or which it gives support to the eye, netra balaya it is said, it improves the bala. In that condition, it can be used till how many times? It may be for a few months, maybe up to 1 year that can be taken. But anytime later, you need to give a gap and wait for the cleansing time naturally, called as flush out time, that should be given. After that only we can go for the once again repetition of that. That is one thing. Second thing, when acharyas have clearly said that how it should be taken at what time with what anupana means, you need to strictly adhere to the prescription. Very clear. What is one of the important quality of a patient? He should be Napakan, Satvanapi and Bishak Gwashya. It should be always Bishak Gwashya, strictly adhere to the prescription. Doctor has prescribed to take it in the night. I am stressful and I am feeling sleepy. I can't take it. Can I take it in the morning? It cannot be. It is not there. Very clearly it is said where at what time it should be taken. Please stick on to that if you want to have that benefit of that. It is like that, something like that. I want to get benefited, but I don't want to take the risk and I don't want to have all those things, but things should be in my favor. No, it won't come in that way. It should be followed the way it is explained. Then you can get what the expected results out of that. So it is better take it in the night. And there is a reason even for asking why it is to be taken night. After taking it in night, usually the person will go for sleeping and he will give rest to the eye. That is also going to support it. When the system is not functioning, that time it goes and supports the system. So that's the reason it should be taken in the night itself.
Yeah, thank you there, sir. And the repeated advice that we are getting from both of you is that it is kind of not to be over enthusiastic to give any medicine for a very long period of time just because it is explained as Rasayana or Swasthahita, etc. And give a time gap in between, like how Raghuram sir explained that, after the resting period is where the benefits are seen. Even I've seen the same thing in any type of panchakarma treatment, that is not like magically during the panchakarma treatment, or even in cases of Kudi Pravashika Rasayana, magically in that period only everything happens and hairs will regrow, etc. Post treatment period in which the patient is also kept under strict diet and lifestyle, that matters equally as equally as the medicine taking period.
Yeah, so certain things are clear in the shlokas also. Netra balayacha. So Acharya has clearly mentioned there. Netra balayacha. So it is to be given for Nishi, as Gururaja sir said. The Sahapana, Anupana, and the time of administration of the medicine we cannot tamper with. So the same combination, if it is given in the morning or afternoon, if we even do a research work, Ayurveda is so scientific that if we give the same medication, we make 3 groups and give the same medication for the same set of disorders of the same age groups, morning, afternoon, and night, we will definitely get better results when it is administered at night. Many scientific reasons may be there behind that, but we need to follow the classical prescriptions here. Netra balayacha, so it is clearly given until the eye gains the strength, or it is prescribed for the netra bala. Alternatively, we can also consider like until the eye gains strength. So what is the prescription here? For those who are having weakness of vision, asatmya. So that is due to asatmya indriyartha samikarsha. So probably due to incompatible eye and eye object coordination, they have weak strength over a period of time, maybe due to pitta, low pitta, or kapha pitta, whatever we can consider as. So what is the deadline? Netra balayacha, until the person gains good vision or good eye strength. How do we know that? Patient himself or herself will know that. Once they start feeling better with vision, once they start reading things better, seeing things better, once they feel lightness in the eye, so better vision. So that is a point which we can consider as a deadline to stop the medication and then follow the other principles like dietetic regimen and also the lifestyle practices and also the Nidana Parivarjana, avoid screens and other things, and maintenance. So there are 2 aspects of any treatment. I keep telling my clients, one is servicing, another is maintenance, just like a vehicle. After servicing, we need to see how long we can maintain without the medications. That is very important. And Netra Balayacha, even after the patient gains good strength, the patient is feeling better, the person is feeling better vision also. What is the fun of continuing Triphala with Gruta and Madhu also? There is no fun of doing that. So there are many other things which we can do to maintain ourselves without usage of the medication. If we are seeing Triphala as the medication, even in spite of getting the benefits, I just want to, so it becomes like a story of the golden egg. So the cock is giving the golden egg, the hen is giving it, and I just want to see how many eggs are there in its stomach. I'll open the hen. So it doesn't make any sense. After tapping the benefits, okay, we should be satisfied and then try to maintain. After the servicing, we should try to maintain.
And a similar themed question has come, like here in Germany, UK, and also in US, Triphala can be purchased as a dietary supplement and taken for prevention purpose. Can you please comment on it? Now, all the comments that have been made are correct answer to this question, that it is not something which can be taken by anybody, anytime, for any number of months or weeks. There should be a specific purpose for which can we use the benefits, etc. We have already thoroughly discussed. There is an interesting question, that what is the minimum number of different herbs/medicines that one should have in our office or in a clinic when we are starting the practice?
It is very tough to design any stores for any medical shop or something like that. It depends totally on which place we are opening the shop, or how much my client base is, or how many people are going to come to me on a daily basis, and what type of conditions I may get. So all these things will play a role in deciding what should be made available at my place. But there are only 3 doshas. We need to try to make a combinations or something like that, which are minimally either to suppress vata, suppress pitta, suppress kapha, or in a combination like that. So then we can make a little bit of arrangement and according to that, few medications or medicines can be kept. Then comes once again a problem of what medication should be kept, whether the Panchavida Kashaya Kalpanas are to be kept, whether only churna has to be kept, whether any gugulu has to be kept, whether it's any very multiple polyherbal combination is to be kept, or whether leha has to be kept. All these different dosage forms will have their own expiry time. If a patient or a client won't come, then our medicine will lose its potency and it typically goes to the dustbin. So then it will once again a loss in that. So all these parameters, typically slow moving, non-moving, fast moving, this concept should be kept in mind. Accordingly, we need to select the drugs which can be done, and slowly we need to have a dependency on a store nearby or a place or a provider, a service provider who can send the medicines in a shortest notice to us. So then we can slowly be depend on that for a time being, and once we establish very clearly, then we can go for our own pharmacy containing some sort of combination and drugs and all those things. Otherwise, Deepana Pachana Dravyas, Doshamaka Dravyas, Vatahara Dravyas, Pittahara Dravyas, Kafara Dravyas, something like that. Make you something like around 7 to 10 categories of medicines would be very much essential or sufficient in the baseline to start. When a particular disease condition comes, then we need to have multiple combinations, and even the polyherbal combinations, sometimes with herbo-mineral combinations, that needs to be taken care of. And of course, all these things will definitely depend upon the number of footprints into our clinics. How many people will come and how many will go, then accordingly, then definitely based on the turnovers, we can go for and fix the things, and something which is slow moving may turn into a fast moving one product, and something which may be fast moving may become a non-moving product, something like that. So it all depends on a variable factors and parameters. We need to check on all those things, and then accordingly we can design what can be best. But to start with the basic things, having a Triphala Churna, having a Trikatu Churna, Hingvastaka Churna, or even Ashwagandha Churna, single herbal churnas, or some basic Triphala Gugudu, Punarnava Mandura, or something like that, Rasna Gugudu, or something. These basic things are Nisha Amalaki tablet, something like that, or even for Yatamamsi tablet, the type of things. Can be these basic things, if it can be taken for a long duration. See, if Triphala is there, basic something related to the eye, I can give. Something related for the skin, I can manage. And if it is Trikatu is there, some for all Amapachana purpose, I can manage. And if you want to increase the appetite and assimilation, then Hingvastika Churna is there. Then some Rasayana purpose or any sexual disorders or something like that, Ashwagandha is there. Sinus type of conditions or any nodular things, then I can go for the Triphala Gulu or Kanchana Gulu. And diabetes type of things, very commonly we can come across, then for that Nisha Malaki. And insomnia is one of the important things which is nowadays everywhere we can find it. So Jatamamsi is one of the answer. So like the depending upon the few things and the possible things, we can anticipate it, that what type of clients I may get, plan my store, and what can be included into that.
What herbs/medicines that I know perfectly, means like I'm very confident with, and so that is one thing. And what diseases that I am targeting. Starting a practice, and definitely I'm Raghuram sir, I'm definitely not targeting like a carcinoma of the pancreas or something. It would be something basic. Even the best of the best Ayurveda doctors start somewhere. There is no one formula fits all, and also like some people study some amount of medicines, some set of medicines, like in southern India, if I'm not too much generalizing, most of the herbal combinations are taught, and the students get acquainted with. In northern India, some Rashastra medicines. So there is no one formula fit all, Raghuram sir.
Absolutely. The reason I raised the hand are the points which I have already written now. So most of the syllabus has been covered by our Gururaja sir. So again, I would tell, first of all, I would not have my pharmacy because I don't know what I'll be prescribing in a given case. So there are many rasas, many herbs, many formulations, and many diseases. And each disease comes in different avatars. And again, ours is a person-specific, personalized approach. Like 10 patients of diabetes, I am not going to give similar medications. If I am used to give similar medications, then it is okay. So I'll ask the pharmacist to keep that. So in my nearby pharmacy, I would have a wide range. I would use this word, wide range of medications to be available. And most of the times, doctor's favorite. I think you touched upon that. There are many doctors' favorite medications like Amavata case comes. I am going to diagnose on this criteria 1, 2, 3, 4 and tick 1, 2, 3, 4 medications. These formulations. I'll write. Even if the doctor is not there, the pharmacist is intelligent enough. So he or she may tell the client, okay, what you are, I'm having the joint pains. I want a consultation with doctor. Okay, doctor is not available. The pharmacist may tell for a few days. Okay, you can try these medications. If you want urgently, you can try these medications because even if doctor is there, he or she is going to write the same things. So the pharmacist is so clever that they have already clear idea. If these conditions comes, what the doctor is going to, they prepare their stock list. So these are the doctor's favorite medications. I should have them in hand. So doctor is definitely going to write these things on top priority and dispense these things. So this is the thing. So that is one thing. And the second one is the doctor for which the doctor is famous for. Like Ayurvedic doctors are also branded like arthritis doctor, diabetes doctor, obesity doctor, like this. So more the patients they see of a similar category. So the word of mouth will go. This doctor is very good at seeing diabetes patients. I have been cured of my disease. I am feeling better. I took my family members. They are feeling better. I referred my friends. They are feeling better. So that is why this doctor is ideal for diabetes. Okay. One more group comes. Word of mouth goes, and that Ayurveda doctor, though he is a general practitioner, becomes a diabetic doctor. So once the doctor is a diabetic doctor, the pharmacist will learn having wide range of medications for diabetes. So because most of the cases are coming word of mouth, so the queue is there for diabetes. Okay, like for a pediatrician in Ayurveda, the Swarna Prasha. So once the Pushya Nakshatra comes, all those medications which will be prescribed along with the Swarna Bindu Prasha, everything will be piled up. So this is one more thing, and most cases available in a given geographical area. That also we should see in certain regions, in certain geographical areas. So there are certain diseases, 4, 5, 6 diseases which keep on coming to hitting the doctor's clinic very regularly. Depending on that, also we can pile up the medications which are needed for those things, and few set of medications for unexpected usages in some conditions, like diarrhea coming, a dysentery coming to an Ayurvedic clinic. These things are rare. Amavata coming, so Prameha coming, Taulya patient coming. So these things are more than Atisara patient coming, Jara patient coming, walking into the clinic. So for these unexpected cases, if cases of Atisara comes, Grahini comes, I'll have some small set of medications in a smaller stock, small pile up. For the regular cases in that geography, I will have a big pile up. So having said all these things, I as a physician, if there is a pharmacist nearby me, if there is a small pharmacy setup, I would ask the pharmacist to have wide range of medications.
There are certain practices going on, and which we may don't understand its implication, or we don't mind it, but in the long run it is going to hunt us. See, if a nearby pharmacist prescribing a medicine or pushing a medicine to a patient without a doctor prescription, that should not be attained. That is not a right way of thing, and it may becomes a problematic one. So that I would like to add that point up, that maybe the tendency is there that practices are going on, but as a clinicians or as a promoter of Ayurveda, we need to develop or inculcate these habits in the patients, that you need to take it only with a doctor's prescription and a doctor's advice. Pharmacist may push out of the OTC like other over-the-counter products, something like that is very good, and even the doctor prescribes this, you take it, this is a better one. No, don't go for such type of things. It should be taken on the prescription of the doctor. Better avoid all those things. Wait for the doctor to come, or get the doctor's nearest appointment or the earliest appointment, then take a final call. Otherwise, it may be good sometimes, or sometimes it may become a worse thing. Prescription without a doctor prescription, a pharmacist trying to push some product, and that may not be a good one in the long run. That needs to be curtailed.
I've seen patients, some patients' behavior. This is not to blame any particular patient, but if anyone, especially this is very common in India, say if you go near any Ayurvedic medical store, even in the modern medical store also, it's pretty common. There will be some set of patients who would just come and ask for specific, they'll enlist their symptoms and ask directly the medical store person who is sitting there. They'll not bother checking whether he is the store owner or he's just the helper there or who's just a cleaner who has come. So this risky behavior is very common. And, I mean, there are, of course, some patients who go to the extent that oh, is he a PhD or is he MD, or even if he's MD, what is his specialty? They will do due diligence to the teeth before taking any medicines. And there are certain patients who just take anything that the Ayurveda medical store owner gives. It's this kind of risky behavior is also there in financial and in other aspects of our life.
Yeah, so I too wanted to add on this. This behavior, as you said, is of the pharmacist and also the patient is maintained. Definitely is there in not all the hospitals. Those hospitals and clinics which are cleanly monitored will not do these things. Okay, over the counter when we speak, I'll come to the point. There are two types of practices. One is a hospital or a clinic having a pharmacy. Number two, a pharmacy which is having a clinic. We have these two biphasic practices, like a hospital. I have a clinic and I also have a small pharmacy, or there is a small pharmacy which is run by somebody else in my neighborhood. That is case number one. Case number two, there is a pharmacy setup. In Bangalore, we are having so many things, so many setups like this. There is a big pharmacy, wide range of medications, and there are plenty of doctors who are visiting. Morning one doctor, afternoon one doctor, evening one doctor. So this Monday, some doctor comes, Thursday. So Thursday doctors, they call them, as every Thursday a doctor is coming. The intention of these hospitals is to dispense the medicines, with or without the doctor. So these people, definitely, it is their business and they are not bothered whether there is a prescription or not. It is their business. So they are selling those medicines. Anybody coming and asking for Chitraka Devati, they will give. Chavanprash, they will give. Why a doctor's prescription is needed? So that is because they have set up the pharmacy for the business. And clinic space is also given for the business purpose only. So a part of consultation fee of the doctor will go to the pharmacy or the person who is running that particular bigger space. So when we see these two set of practices, biphasic practice, as a doctor, if I have a monitored pharmacy besides me, I will be better monitoring that and I will be the king of the affairs. I will be dictating the terms. And if there is a pharmacist who is running the clinic, so I am visiting every Thursday, and I'll come back. Next Thursday, I'm going. I don't know what is happening. So in between, many patients are coming and purchasing the medications on the counter. The pharmacist is happy to sell them, even if the doctor is not there. Okay. Having said that, for any chronic condition or any disease condition, if they come and ask, it is a common sense, or what we can call it as the inner consciousness of the pharmacist not to prescribe medicines. Not to, if they ask for, okay, it is his right to sell because he has set up his pharmacy to sell the medications, it is okay. If some doctor's prescription is there, without prescription, somebody will come and purchase Chavanprash, one popular medicine I am mentioning. Okay, he is selling that. He is not definitely asking for the prescription there. So these are the two types of pharmacy. The same type goes into the Panchakarma practice also. In Panchakarma hospitals, so the setup is there. There are visiting doctors. Sometimes the owner himself or herself is a doctor. At many times, there is a different owner who doesn't even belong to the medical profession. They're running a group of chain of hospitals. In those hospitals, there is a permanent doctor. There are visiting doctors. On particular days, they are visiting. So on some days, and there are some hospitals, there are no doctors at all. So maybe weekly once or twice, some doctor is coming. When such a setup is there, the patients walk at the weekend. The clients, not only patients, clients, the corporate clients especially walk at the weekend for a massage, Abhyanga and Svedana. So there, the front office person or the pharmacist will be the decision maker. If they come and ask, okay, what is the package? Abhyanga with Svedana, how much should I pay? Okay, this is. I want to take a Dara also. Okay, this much. They'll add up to the bill. Everything is updated in the computer and the therapy is given without the prescription of the doctor also. These things are happening. But this has its own set of problems again. And again, without prescription, if certain things are done, again, it is a damage to the hospital, reputation of the doctor, especially if the doctor is owning the hospital and the setup. So seeing all these things, I mentioned right at the beginning. So the pharmacist catch the pulse of the doctor and they know what exactly the doctor is prescribing. If things are under the control of the doctor, it is well and good. If the things are under the control of the pharmacist also, dispensing certain medications as a part of the business, it is okay. But for diseased condition, giving an opinion, some people are extra smart. They ask, what is your problem? What symptoms do you have? Okay, take these things. I have 3 options. This is the best option. This is the second best option. So some pharmacists are extra smart. So they try to push those medications after taking a brief history from the patient. That is wrong. Gururaja sir also, I think, mentioned the right point in this context. That is absolutely wrong and horrible. And there are, to finish off, there are many patients who want to escape paying the doctor. They want to trespass that. They want to break that consultation fee bridge.
And also, there should be some checks and measures
Absolutely.
by the authority people like Ayurvedic medical stores, whether somebody is practicing or prescribing medicines, the medical store owner, for example, without any particular degree.
Of course, for opening an Ayurvedic pharmacy, as such, there is no restriction like that. There should be something as a qualification. But now slowly it has started come to even in Ayurveda also. There's a B Pharma degree and D Pharma degrees in Ayurveda. It is started in Jamnagar. And these are things may come in future and may utilize their services. There are certain type of medicines which are marketed in the sense they are prescription medicines. And those prescription medicines should not be taken without the prescription of the doctor. That's what my intention is.
So there's a question here with respect to Dinacharya during menstruation. The menstrual period is when the Apanavata is more active. There'll be tiredness and Vata dosha being active. So Dinacharya during menstruation is largely rest and Vata balancing measures.
Definitely, but during the menstruation, that's the reason the acharyas have also said, and even in our traditional old house practices, whenever there is menstruation, the girl was made to sit in their place and not to indulge in daily activities. That's the reason, because already there is an increased apanavata, and further doing an activity may further worsen the condition. That's the reason they will be given a total rest on those 3 days, and that is actually necessity to the body. And during that time, taking rest and time being keeping aside Dinacharya doesn't make any problem, and it is actually recommended also. And only those things in Dinacharya you will be just doing it. Maybe the Diva Swapna is contraindicated. Yes, of course, Diva Swapna is contraindicated, but a person who is under menstruation, tired and may go for that, because once she is menstruating or something and in a lot of excess pain and all those things, and she's in a trouble, then she falls under the category of Rogi. So Rogi is allowed and Vruddha is allowed and Bala is allowed to take the Diva Swapna. Like that, there are modifications and indications changes as per the context. So hence, during menstruation, if Dinacharya has been just kept aside for some time, nothing going to harm. And the main thing during menstruation is taking rest. Proper rest in the menstruation period will definitely boost the energy for the next cycle.
Absolutely, I agree with Gururaja sir. So it's a physiological phenomenon. Let us deal it like a physiological phenomenon. So let it go the normal way. And the woman is the best person who can take the decision what suits her, what doesn't suit her. So she can customize accordingly and make plans. So make it aware. So to the family members also that I am in the period. So nowadays, women or whether it is a girl, they definitely announce in the family. We definitely know when it is there. So if there is dysmenorrhea or if she is feeling something uncomfortable, so certain things shall be definitely avoided. And Dinacharya, Rutucharya, all these things need not be sort of. So let her handle the things in the best possible way. So because she knows about her periods, she knows how to handle it better than anybody. And she knows what is good and what is better, what worsens and what calms her periods during that time. So let her take the decision and allow it to go, allow that particular period. Enjoy. So I call it as have a happy period.
The next question is that Haldi milk, a very famous remedy, and especially for allergic rhinitis, applying ghee to the inside of the nostrils. So, Guru sir, first please, Haldi milk for kids every day, because they tend to have one or the other common cold allergy symptoms in the morning. Where would you recommend and how long is recommended, etc. So please.
First, we need to understand Haldi milk is good for kids. Yes, it is good for kids because Balya Avastha is kapha dominant. It can be given. But whether everybody should be given, there is no question of should be given. It can be given. It is not should be given. Okay. So childhood, kapha dominant, so it can be given in all the children. Second thing, particularly in the cold seasons, where there is an allergy triggers or pollen triggers, such type of things are there, then better you can go for the Haldi milk. Second thing, those who are suffering from cold, sneezing and allergic parameters any time of the day, it may not be in cold seasons, in many seasons, for them also it will be good. So once we start using Haldi milk and the patient is settled and clear from all these annoying conditions of cold, allergy and running nose or rhinitis or something like that, once it is clear, then slowly taper it and stop it. There is no need that it should be continuously throughout the year it should be taken. It is not like that. Only those who have allergic diseases like atopic dermatitis or allergic sinusitis, and that conditions will be very prevailing from the very early days and throughout the year it will be there. For them it is good, and kids generally it is good. Second, those patients which are having particularly in winter seasons or where there is a pollen season in every part of their according to their atmosphere where they're living. So accordingly we can plan it and change it. But doesn't mean that healthy milk is continuously given to the kid throughout the year. It will be good. No, it may not be. It may suit somebody and it may not suit somebody. We need to understand. A person is almost not having any dermatitis or allergic conditions or sneezing or like that, and it's completely fine if you go on giving healthy milk. Maybe he will be doing good in the winters, but if you continue extend it in the summers, then he may get the Ushna or Pitta Lakshanas and maybe get irritations. So that is not required.
Yeah, probably one big lesson that has been repeated many times in this session is do not give any medicine, it can be as simple as Triphala Haritaki or turmeric. Do not continue unnecessary for a longer period of time.
Absolutely not a big fan of longer prescriptions again. Not to be prescribed for a longer duration. So other things I think Gururaja sir has beautifully explained in what conditions it need to be given, and especially in the Kshira Kala of the kids, like milk dependent children. Mother is no longer feeding, so alternate milk we are giving. The child is very stubborn on drinking milk, but the milk tolerance is not there. Low milk tolerance. Some of the other complication is there, but we cannot totally detach. So it has become an emotional food. Milk has become an emotional food for that particular child. In such conditions, to counteract whatever small symptoms are occurring due to the intolerance of milk, Haridra can be added to that particular milk. So that is what I feel.
We have come to the end of this session. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next session of GURUBODHA.